Hello everyone, and thank you for your interest in our short recording on growing up and being deafblind, our introduction to the recruitment for participants on this global research project. My name is Walter Wittich and I am the lead for this project. I'm going to start out by quickly introducing you to a concept that we discovered a little while ago that was presented by Time magazine, where a research project examined what it looks like for a family of 5 across different countries around the world when they display the kind of food that they eat inside 1 week. Here you have an example from Japan. On the next slide we have an image from Egypt. You can see that the food this family would eat in that period is quite different, a lot more fresh vegetables, for example. Here is an example from Germany where you see that the foods that are available are very, very different again. Also you see the different in the amount of food. And here is an example from the Chad where you can see that again we're looking at a very different type and distribution of food that is available for a family. The idea here is to examine and compare what the situation is like across different places in the planet. And the way this is sometimes arbitrarily divided is what we call the global north and the global south. What you see on the image here is called the Brandt line. This is a somewhat arbitrary line that divides the planet into the global south and the global north, which corresponds somewhat, but not really all that well, to countries with high resources and countries with low resources. It is clear that this is not a perfect way of dividing the world, but for the purpose of our project right now, this is a starting point for us. What we are trying to do, inspired by the story about comparing what people eat in the world, we are trying to tell stories of individuals who grew up with congenital or early onset deafblindness. We're trying to tell these stories for the global south as well as the global north, but we try to match these individuals across high and low resource regions. The purpose of this is to determine what kind of low-cost solutions might have made an important difference for somebody in the global south, and that is something that the global north may be able to learn. In reverse, it could be that there are certain solutions that are worth the investment in the global north, and it could be that where the global south might want to focus their resources. In order to tell our stories, we're looking for adults that are over the age of 18, that are living in a low or middle income country anywhere in the world, and that live with any form of early onset or congenital deafblindness. This can be of any severity and it can be any diagnosis. The doors are wide open. We hope that you have access to the internet in order to participate in an interview. We can use softwares like Zoom, Teams, or Google Meet, or FaceTime, and we would be conducting an interview for about 60 to 90 minutes, talking about your experience of growing up deafblind. We hope that you can communicate either with us directly or through some type of communication assistance or interpreter, maybe with the assistance of a family member or a translator, to conduct the interview in English or French. But if that is not an option, we will work on some type of translation from other languages as well. What we will be able to do for you is provide 50 Canadian dollars to each of the participants. We can do these transfers either with Western Union or with a bank transfer. If we can have a family member involved to do communication support, they will also be able to receive 50 Canadian dollars. And if there are professional communication supports involved, we will of course pay their professional rate. All of the links for the communication will be provided by the research team. And if you are interested in knowing more, or if you would like to reach out to us, I encourage you to contact my assistant Shirley Dumassé at shirley.dumassé@umontreal.ca. We hope to hear from you, and we hope we will be able to accommodate all of you to be included in our project. Thank you very, very much for your interest, and I want to say a special thank you to Deafblind International and the Canadian Hearing Services for providing us with research funds for this project.